know what? It's freaking Monday, guys. It's Monday, and I'm getting my life together right now. It's a day. Monday is just a day of the week, and that's it. You literally don't have to fret about it anymore than is needed. And that's my energy going into today. How about you guys? How about you guys? It's also Halloween week. And the cool thing about this year is that Halloween is on a Friday. So, yeah. Hey, Catherine. Hey, Holly. Spooky season isn't hitting for Holly yet. That can happen. I've been kind of like forcing myself to do more spooky activities. So let's see, yesterday we went to an event here locally called Wonder Camera. Well, the place is called Wonder Camera. And it's a big, like, multi-artist, kind of like market or art show or display. And it's all like a lot of oddities and spooky stuff. So that was very fun. I've been trying to watch a scary movie every single night. It doesn't have to be scary, but like Halloween themed. And last night, I did watch a very scary movie, actually. Last night was the let's watch a scary one tonight. So I'm getting into it. I'm getting into it. But what I will say, I would like to up my decoration game a little bit this week. I have not put everything out. I went kind of crazy on October 1st and really threw it all up as quickly as I could, but didn't do little detail things like outside. So I'm thinking about doing that, especially because some of my week kind of freed up, like some of my in-person commitments aren't happening. So I'm like, ooh, I have a lot of time today and tomorrow to really dial it all in. So that's my plan for this week at least. And then Friday, which is Halloween night, of course, we're going to go to a concert, gonna go to dinner. And I'm apparently gonna go to this dinner in full, complete latex and leather, because that's what I'm going to the concert in. So that means I have to go to dinner in the same outfit. So pray for me, I guess. Okay, gang. You guys feeling ready? Decor is getting decluttered this year. That's a really good idea, honestly. That's a fantastic idea. Yeah, you know what? Speaking of that, Holly, just because we're on the topic I have this like awesome print my friend gave me that I do want to find a frame for. Maybe today I'll find a frame for it. I will have to go purchase it, but it is so freaking cute. So you guys know my friend Soy Milk. I've done a couple of collaborations with her. She did my last sticker set, which I keep meaning to relaunch and I'm just not getting it together. Last year, she did this amazing release called Love Potion and Skeleton Cats. And I didn't find a frame for it in time because we had just moved, but it's hanging out with me here at my desk because it's literally the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen in my whole life. I know it still has the, the plastic protection over it, but look at the skeleton cats. And the little witch potion. So that's what I'll do today. We're gonna go find a little frame for this bad boy and get her up today. I know, Catherine. It's literally the cutest thing ever. And I don't think you guys can see it, but it is glitter detailed. I don't know if I can catch enough light, but like on the little like love potion clouds and on the little skelly bones, there's little glitters. Ugh, I know, so freaking cute. Okay. I could just sit here and talk to you guys all morning. I guess we should do something. A flow was promised. But first, I finish my smoothie. Okay. Let's do it, shall we? I'm personally going to keep vibing to this playlist. Maybe I'll share it with you guys. Let's see, how do I share? How do I share? Guys, I'm new. I am new to Apple Music. This is my new, music platform. So copy. I have no freaking idea if that's how I do this. No, that's not how I do it. You know what? I'll figure it out another day. I'm listening to some kind of new wave, dark wave today because that's my vibe. All right. Oh, I think I double clicked it. Hang on. All right. Wow, it's really bright in here. We got all the lights turned all the way up, guys. Let me turn this shit down a little bit. That way I can see some kind of details on me. All right. So like I mentioned in the post, I do want to work a lot on our backs. In 3 weeks, I'm teaching a workshop that's all about bendy and back bendy inversions. So usually when I have something to do and to get going in my body, I make all of you do it as well. So hope your back is ready for some activation. Yeah, do as much as you feel comfortable. I know back can be a bit difficult for some people, but when we're able to really drop into core strengthening, which is not just our, abdominal region, but also our back, it really is like one of the most life-changing things, speaking from my own experience, in terms of like a strength skill to develop, because it literally saves your life and can prevent and or help existing back pain or back pain that can come down the road. Yeah? Cool. Here's how we're gonna start. We're gonna start standing towards the front of the mat. Let me grab a strap just in case. Snatch that up. You can also have like a little stretchy band if that works for you. Okay, I'm not gonna make everybody work out to Depeche Mode, even if you're into it. And we're just gonna wiggle out a little bit here. So let's start by doing some shoulder rolls. So picking the shoulders up into the ears and dropping them down your back. And reverse. And let's go back again. Good, now open up your arms nice and wide, so out to the right and left-hand side. And let's cross the right arm across your body. Place it into the crook of the left arm so that you're getting a nice stretch across the center of your shoulder. Sometimes when I'm here, I like to take this extended arm, do a couple little wrist circles. Nice, open back up, same thing other side. And circle. Reverse. Good, let's open up the arms once more, take them behind you, chest expansion. So interlace your fingers. See if you can lengthen out through your arms. If that's not something that's happening for you today, then you're gonna be an early adopter of grabbing up your strap, all right? And I want you to lift up your chest nice and high. I'm arching my back. Good, take a big breath in here. And with your exhale, hinge forward. All right, let's release our hands down towards the floor. We'll step back into a tabletop position or all fours shape. And I want you to bump your hips out from right to left. And then let's go through some cat-cows. I want to do some articulating cat-cows. So rolling from your tailbone, just to really get connected to all the muscles here. Nice. Now the next time your heart space is reaching forward, I want you to take your hands and see if you can work into external rotation. You can walk the knees a little bit forward and a little bit together to help with any intensity you're feeling in the wrist. Good, now try to round and contract, stretching out even more through the forearms. All right, now let's sit back onto our heels, and I want you to roll out your wrists again. Maybe even press the tops of the hands into the tops of your thighs to give the tops of your forearms a little stretch. The tops of the tops of the tops. All right, let's bring our hands down to the ground. Push yourself into a standing fold towards the back of your mat. We'll soften our knees, roll yourself up to standing. Inhale, big sweep up of the arms. And exhale, bring hands to heart center. Once more, inhale, reach up. And exhale, forward fold. Walk forward into a high plank position. And I want us to pause here for 8 seconds. Good, 3, 2, and 1. Let's lower down to our tummies. And once you make it down here, let's walk our hands back a little bit. We're just gonna rip the damn Band-Aid off and go through some cobras, okay? So peel up your head, peel up your heart. Good, maybe a little hand float. And then lower down. All right, let's walk our hands back a little bit more. Peel up your head, peel up your heart. To me, this one's honestly the hardest one. Coming up about halfway, but keep the shoulders down. Stay on through the legs. 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're gonna go one more step. Peel up your head, peel up your heart. Let's go. And see how long you can push through the arms. Maybe you get to all the way straight. So going for a nice big cobra here at the beginning. 3, 2, good, and 1. Let's lower down. Push yourself up and back. Child's pose position to kind of counter some of that back work. Now I want you to crawl your fingertips back a little bit, elevate just slightly. Child's pose, threaded needle. Reach the right arm underneath the left. Take a little peek underneath your arm. Back through center. Same thing other side. All right, bring it back to center, walk the hands back, and again, press yourself into a standing fold at the back of your mat. Let's roll it up, reach the arms up, inhale, breath. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale up, and exhale, forward fold. Let's walk it forward into a high plank position. Pause for 8 seconds. Great. Now I want you to lift your booty up into the air, lift up your heels, and let's tippy toe our way to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale, breath. Exhale, fold. Rise to standing, inhale, breath. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, forward fold. We're gonna go through our first chaturanga, stepping back, high to mid plank. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, lift your heels, bend your knees, see the front. Travel to the front of your mat again. Halfway lift, inhale, breath. Exhale, fold. Rise to standing, inhale, breath. Exhale, bring hands to heart. Inhale, reach back up. And exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, high to mid plank. Upward facing. And exhale, downward facing. Let's hold in this downward facing dog for 5 breaths. You can take some wiggles from side to side. Okay, now with your next breath in, let's lift our right leg. Doesn't have to be crazy high or impressive yet. We'll pull the right knee in towards our chest, and let's step through into our low lunge and lower the left knee down. I recommend grabbing your blocks if you have them and bringing yourself up into a lunge position. Now, I believe that lunges are just some of the best moves you can do on a daily basis if you can, to feel better in your body, happier in your hips, right? We're opening up our hip flexors. We're finding spinal extension, so we're strengthening our backs. All right, let's take it into hamstring stretch. So pull back and then bring it forward. So we're just going to go back and forth a few times, working through what I like to call flossing. All right, now the next time you're in a hamstring stretch, let's hold here, and we're going to add in a twist. So right arm reaches up for the ceiling. Try to keep your right side waist nice and long. Let's return, right hand down to the block. We'll rebend back into your front knee, tuck back toes, and let's lift up your back knee, but try to stay kind of like low to the floor, if that makes sense. So we're in our lunge position. Now, if possible, I want you to see if you can walk your blocks back, get as upright as you can while staying in your lunge. Maybe you even get light on your fingertips. Oh, my hip is pissed off right now. Good, 3, 2, and 1. Let's come into another hamstring stretch. This time, we have both knees off of the floor, obviously, but we're gonna add on your twist one more time for this. So right arm reaches up for the ceiling. Good, 3. Last 2. Nice. And 1. Let's return our hand back down onto the blocks. We'll rebend back into our front knee. And I want you to walk the blocks forward, cross the left leg behind the right. So you're in a crisscross style hamstring stretch position. Now I want you to bend into your right knee, but try to keep your right heel on the floor. So resist the urge to pop that sucker up. Walk your blocks over towards the right hand side. Good, let's walk our blocks back to center. And we'll uncross our legs, recenter the feet. Bring a little bit of a bend into your knees, great. And we're going to bring our right heel in towards our butt. Extend and kick back, bring it back into a little bend. Kick back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now keep your left leg extended, bend the right, take a big step back, rise up into a high crescent position. Exhale, open up into an open twist to the right hand side. Maintain some softness into your back knee. Inhale, exalted warrior. Let's get a little more stretchy in that front line. And exhale, low lunge twist, left hand to the floor. Good, option here to step back. Modified side plank with the left knee onto the floor, right leg extended back, or both legs extended. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Chaturangas. And downward facing dog. Let's do all that goodness on the other side. Left leg lifts, again, does not have to be crazy. Knee to nose, step through low lunge. Bring your blocks with you. Take yourself into your lunge. Again, lots of things to just get dialed in here. Squareness of the hips. All right, let's take ourselves through our hamstring stretch. And then let's do our flossing. So back and forth. Inhales and exhales. All right, the next time your left leg is long, let's keep it there. And we add in our twist. So left arm reaching up. And let's return, left hand down onto our block. We'll rebend into our front knee. Tuck your back toe, lift up your back knee. So active lunge position, but we're trying to stay low. Now if you did it on the other side, like I did, trying to walk it back. Maybe you get really light on your fingers. Stay with it, last 3, last 2, and 1. Lengthen through your left leg, runner stretch moment. And then let's open up into our twist. Lots of good outer hip work on this series too. Take another breath in. And exhale, let's return. Left hand onto your block. All right, let's rebend into our front knee, walk our blocks forward, and we'll go into our cross-legged hamstring stretch. Now when I'm here, I actively try to spill the pelvic bowl forward. That way I'm just really getting into that hamstring tie-in, if you feel like you want it, right? Okay, now bend into your left knee without lifting the heel. Let's walk some block over towards the left-hand side. She's spicy. Okay, let's walk it back to center. We'll untangle our leggies. Get a little micro bend into your knees. Pick up your right leg. Extend. I want you to feel like both legs are working to extend back, and then pull it in. Feel strong as you extend, almost like you're pushing away with resistance. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now keep this right leg exactly as it is. Bend your standing leg. Take a step back, high crescent shape. Open twist. Left arm back, right arm forwards. And exalted. Left hand, right hamstring. All right, low lunge twist. Right hand comes down to the floor. And then let's go for our side plank. Modified version, right knee comes down to the floor, right? Still trying to find that sense of long angle, right? So the knee isn't right underneath my hip. It's down underneath the knee. Hold 3, 2, and 1. Chaturanga, followed by a child's pose. Knees come down, hips go back. Okay, we're gonna get into some deeper shoulder openers next. And you can do these with or without the blocks. The blocks will make these more advanced, okay? We're gonna start with some puppies. Know that if puppy is too intense for you, you can always do child's pose, maybe child's pose with blocks under your hands, okay? So that's a more like beginner friendly version of it. But all right, let's talk puppies. So hands reach forward, knees are back, hips are up. Try to send your forehead down towards the floor, maybe chest, maybe chin to the floor. Good, if you need a little break, you can come out, push yourself back. So basically doing like a shoulder floss version. Sometimes I do a couple of those, especially if my shoulders feel like they're not really cooperating. Three, 2, and 1. Let's pull ourselves out of there. Woo! Give your shoulders a little break. That one is a doozy. All right. Shoulders feeling more open. Now we're going to get into some strengthening for them. So we'll come onto all fours, tabletop. And we're going to work through some bird dog, as well as some twists and foot grabs. So left leg extends back, right arm reaches forward. Take a breath in, exhale, elbow to knee. Reach, exhale, pull in. We've got 3, 2, and 1. Meet me on your extension. Bend into your left knee. Try to reach back, around, and try to capture your foot. Now see if you can kick the foot up towards the ceiling. This is a lot of balance. You really have to negotiate with yourself here. Good, 3, 2, and 1. Woo. Okay, let's do that on the other side, shall we? So right leg extends back, left arm reaches forward, elevate, and take it elbow to knee. Two, and 1. Let's reach, bend. Try to kick up. Keep kicking, last 3, 2, and 1. Okay, back is feeling warm now. Let's go back into downward facing dog and build out our flow a little bit more. So toes tuck, knees lift up and off of the floor. Let's go for right leg lifting again on this one. I want you to seek some height. Back should be feeling a lot more warmed up. Let's go knee to nose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to nose. Lift. 2, and 1. Step through into your low lunge position. Now let's come up into a high crescent. Hands can be up or can be on your hips. We're going to take some lunge pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's lengthen through the right leg, hinge forward, get some of that nice space into the hamstring. Good. Take it back in. Let's do another round. 8 lunge pulses. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's all reach our arms up now. Take a breath in. Exhale, let's go for warrior 3. So we're trying to find a balance here. Good, stay for 3, 2, and 1. Let's bring ourselves all the way up into a single-legged mountain. Left leg is in front of you. And let's bring the right hand onto the outside of the thigh, left arm reaching back. Good, friends feeling just frisky and good in their hamstrings. Revolved hand to big toe pose. Sometimes looking in different directions will help me with this one. Good, 3, 2, and 1. Let's come all the way down into a low lunge twist. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, rise into your lunge, open twist. Inhale, exalted warrior. Maybe you go for some depth here. Exhale, take it back down into your twisted lunge. Good, let's go again. Maybe deeper. 3, 2, back down into your lunge twist. Side plank. Hold 3, hold 2, and 1. High to mid plank. Upward facing. And downward facing. All right, let's do that other side. Left leg lifts. Knee to nose. Lift. Knee to nose. Again, really working your split. Knee to nose, last one. And let's step through into your low lunge. Rise up, high crescent. I'm gonna bring my hands onto my hips. We've got our lunge pulses. You guys are doing great. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Active hamstring stretch. Booty nice and high, booty nice and proud. All right, bring it back. Second set. We're really close to being done. Arms reach up, inhale breath. Exhale, warrior 3, airplane style. Three, 2, and 1. Let's bring it all the way up. Standing single-legged mountain. And twist. This is a great place to be, to hang out. Or if you're like me, you got a penchant for pain, revolved hand to big toe. I just got something to prove to myself, I guess. 3, 2, and 1. Let's release, and we're going to transition all the way down into our low lunge twist. That's a big move right there. Breath in. Exhale, bring it up into your twisted lunge. A lot of core involved in that move. Again, let's bring it down. Bring it up. I forgot the exalted. Where the fuck am I? Let's do it again. Tap it down. Exalted. Bring it down. Side plank. I'm sweating. All right, hands come down, high to mid plank, upward facing, exhale, downward facing. Let's bring our knees to the floor, make like a little nugget, a little ball. You can also sit. Okay, for these last 10 minutes of class, we're gonna stay near the floor, so never fear. But that doesn't mean we're not gonna do some hard shit real quick. The first thing we're gonna get into is camel. Now, blocks can get used in camel in some really interesting ways. If you feel like you're somebody that kind of struggles with their adductor strength, so your inner thigh strength, or if you just feel like the hips are a little loosey-goosey, then I recommend taking a block, squeezing it between your thighs. You're gonna feel like a little Pez candy dispenser, right? The inner thighs want to wrap, out towards the front. So you're gonna feel like you're kind of depositing that block forward. If you feel like you'd actually rather have some help reaching further back, you can bring your blocks kind of back here by your ankles. And then when I give you a cue to see if you want to reach for your heels, you can just reach for your blocks, right? Now, everybody, no matter what your variation, we want to try to keep our hips forward. So the second the hips start to go back past our knees, then we're in a hinge and we're not in our camel, okay? All right. So pick your variations. My main thing is I like to give myself some knee padding, okay? Hands support the low back first and foremost, no matter what. Let's push. Now you can look down that center line. And when you're feeling ready, you can start to reach back for some heel. Five seconds. And let's re-support our spine. Whoa! Sit back onto the heels. Maybe you give yourself a little tailbone tuck moment. Also, super normal to be like a little dizzy after that one, okay? All right. Our next one, because to me, camel is very low back, our next one's gonna be more mid to upper back. We're gonna see about doing dolphin or potentially dolphin into forearm stand. Now in my post, I also mentioned, hey, if you feel more comfortable doing this with a wall, do this with a wall. Be safe, especially because we're not in person and I can't see you and assist you. So let's look at dolphin first. I like to set up bringing my forearms onto the floor, blade side down. So blade is that like outer edge, right? Lock your forearm meat into the center by moving the elbows out, and then connect the hands to the ground. If you're still feeling sticky, maybe a towel will help you. Maybe strapping your elbows together, but sometimes strapping myself together freaks me out a little bit. All right, now in our dolphin, the hips come up. Man, I also just moisturized, so this is feeling a little sketchy overall, but I have faith in my back right now. Okay, if you're wanting to play with a little pincha or forearm stand, you can start with one leg. You can try to hop. We want to try to push the chest back. Okay, entered on one leg, so I am going to take the time to enter on the other side because this is what we do. This is what we do, kids. We take the time to practice both. That's why I ended our flow when I did, so that we had the time. Okay, either dolphin practice number 2 or pincha side 2. Holy shit. Okay, let's counter that one a little bit. We'll sit off to one side, feet together, and then hinge forward. Give your back a little stretch out. Know that if you're not used to doing this much back stuff, you may feel sore. You're working a muscle. I know a lot of people are like, oh, any back pain is bad, but sometimes if we're not used to activating those muscles, you're going to experience some pain, some soreness. Okay, let's take ourselves all the way down to our backs. And our final exertive options will be either bridge, which is quite nice actually. Very nice, especially if you're like, wow, my back is toasty. But there also is the option for wheel. Okay, now with wheel, hands come above your shoulders like this. It's a really weird position. And an even weirder position to push and lift yourself up on, right? So again, if this one's new to you and you're like, bro, my arms are not loving this, I get it. It's a strange skill to develop, right? You can like roll from the back of your head to the crown of your head and kind of hang out there, maybe push up a little, maybe come back down. So that's a total option too, okay? Let's see about it. Let me connect this microphone. So I always like to start hips up first, right? Why make your life hard? Get something up. I did that. Happy with it. Here's how we counter all that business. Let's bring our knees in towards our chest. Good, we'll take a little twist. Both knees over to your left. Good, we'll do the other side. All right, and we'll bring it all back to center. Let's give you another hug. Potentially open up, happy baby. Wow, guys, time really flew by today for me. Okay, we'll bring our knees in one more time. And we'll drop down. You can find any shape that feels good, but we're just gonna take a quick 30 seconds here. Connect with your breath, with your body, noticing the difference from the top of this hour to the end of it. All right, my darlings, beautiful job today. I hope you have an amazing rest of your Monday and rest of your week. We have a couple other classes on our schedule this week. So my Patreon members, looking forward to Wednesday. We have our reset class, which is like our chill, stretch, myofascial release. Friday, we'll be having a special Halloween, day of Halloween, goth bar. Same time as this. So come through if you would like to play a little bit before going out on your fine Friday. Guys, thank you so much for coming. Oh, always have such an amazing time with you all. Woo! Definitely got sweaty on that one. Oh, you too, Catherine. Have an amazing Halloween. All right, my darlings. If I don't see you this week, I will see you next Monday in November. All right, beauties.